Pada section 15. So anybody first time here? Two of you, three of you first time here? Okay. So tonight we continue on this Sutra, study the 42 sections spoken by the awakened. So this Sutra helps us when we meditate, when we practice, it helps us, it guides us what is necessary for us to practice. So as you know, there's everybody wants to be meditating, right? So this Sutra help you during your practice. It guide you what is the right way and what is the wrong way, right? So generally when we practice, we always have problem. Just like when we go to school or go to work or go to study, there's always trouble come, right? So if you know trouble ahead, we will what? We will stay away. So this Sutra, the 42 section spoken by the awakened of the Buddha, told us what to stay on, what is the right path, and what is the wrong path to get enlightenment. So as a human being, all of us come here to practice meditation and to try to achieve the highest, greatest enlightenment of the greatest mind of awakening. So inside ourselves, as this body, we know this what we call awakened nature, right? Awakened mind. That's what we want to find out. In generally, we have this awakened natures, but we forgot for many, many eons of years, right? Because of this body, this attachment of this body, this four elements, earth, water, fire, and air. So this body contains these four elements that cover our awakened nature. That's why we cannot able to see or awaken this peace, this compassion, this calmness, this stillness inside ourselves. It's always turbulent in our life, so we have to find a place, a method, a way, a path to able to calm and to stillness our mind, right? So this body have all this calmness, stillness, compassion, awakened nature, right? So this Sutra help you to find out what you need to do, what you need to practice, what is the right way, what is the wrong way. Sometimes during our practice, there's always wrong thing happen to us, like during meditation, what we need to do when things happen. Just like people meditate, during they meditate, they see light, they're able to hear sound, right? So all these things we need to understand and to able to know and what is right and what is wrong. So as a meditator, we have to know the problem, the illness of the meditation. Right? We all have this problem. Even if we have this body, right? This body have a problem. If we have this body, then to this body, this sickness, illness, old age, right? So we have to find a way to cure the sickness of this body. Nobody have a perfect body. Anybody from the rest of your life, anybody have no sick at all? That's impossible, right? So if you have this body, this illness, this disease, this cancer, this sickness, right? So if you want to be awakened, your true nature, there's always sickness during your meditation too, right? So this Sutra helps you to see what is right and what is wrong on the path to achieve enlightenment. So we are on section 15. Marcus, can you read for us?
Sure. Asking about strength and brilliance. A Shramana asked the Buddha, "What is the greatest strength? What is the utmost brilliance?" The Buddha said, "Patience under insult is the greatest strength, because people who are patient do not harbor hatred. and they gradually grow more peaceful and strong. Patient people, since they are not evil, will surely gain the respect of others. When the mind's defilements are gone completely, so that it is pure and untainted, that is the utmost brilliance. When there is nothing from before the formation of the heavens and the earth until now, in any of the 10 directions that you do not see, know, or hear, when you have attained omniscience, that may be called brilliance.
Okay, so this is the section he talk about how to the Shramana asked the Buddha, asked the awakened, what is the greatest strength? And the second question, what is the utmost brilliance? Right? So the first question, what is the greatest strength? Is ugly. So strength here, he's talking about inner strength, right? If a person who have able to have patience, that is strength, right? So patience under insult. If you are patient, if somebody insult you, that is the greatest strength, right? So if you sit right here and somebody come and insult you, and you have patience, you have no react, then you are the greatest strength. But if you sit here, somebody insult you, you react, you fight back, that means what? You are weak, right? So the strength is here to be patient, not to be strong like Hercules, right? But the inner strength. Just like the Buddha himself, when he sat under Bodhi tree for 49 days, the last day before he enlightened, there's a lot of Mara, demon come and try to arouse his unawakening, right? Try to tell him all this stuff, bad thing, try to kill him, try to destroy him, right? But did he stand up? He never stood up, right? He just sit there and meditate. So his patience here is not to get insult, but not get react. So here our practice is to be what? To be patient. So during your meditation is patient. Apply that. For a Buddhist monk, every day we sit 2 hours, right? That's a lot of patience, right? Sitting 2 hours, looking down without moving, even mosquito bite, you don't hit the mosquito, you don't scratch, you just let it bite, right? So meditation helps you to be patient without moving, even though you are itchy, pain, you cannot move, right? Help to train yourself to be strong, mind, right? So that's why we sit 2 hours, help us to be patient with our body, with our mind. Because when we sit 2 hours, a lot of monkey mind arises, right? We get tired. You can sit 15 or 20 minutes, you get tired, you stand up and you do something. But for us, we sit 2 hours dealing with the monkey mind. Not only with the mind, but this body too. Sometimes the heat, sometimes the itchy, the sticky, the pain in the butt, the pain in the leg. We have to be patient. So sitting meditation is a way to be patient during that period, right? Deal with that. So when you're able to deal with those things, when stuff come around you, it does not bother you, right? So here we train ourselves to be patient any situation, even though during the turbulent time, desire time, angry time, frustrated time. So most of us we have anger, frustration, stress, anxiety. So meditation helps you to overcome those things, right? So here he said the greatest strength is to be patient. So if you're able to have patience, then that person have no anger, Because patience overcome anger. Everybody get angry easy in here? If you get angry easy, it means you are not patient. Right? So patience leads to compassion, leads to loving kindness. Right? I think most people as a mothers, there's a lot of patience. Because mother, they take care of a lot of children, right? For any mothers, if you're a mother, you know your children. It's like 2 or 3 kids or 5 kids. They are what? They are annoying. But the mother able to what? To be patient with our children. Right? Sometimes she's driving in the car and there are 3 or 4 kids fighting, screaming, yelling. But for her to be patient, to be calm, and to drive without accident. So this is patient right there. So a mother or a father can be patient in that moment. Right? So for us to practice patience for ourselves, for the environment around us, right? Sometimes today this couple of days we have a lot of fire, pollution air. Are you patient or you are not patient? Right? You can see yourself by react strongly or weakly. So you can, the person who are insulted by someone without react without angry, frustrated, always calm, peace. That is patience. So patience leads to compassion, loving kindness. Right? If you don't have no compassion, no loving kindness, then patient will what? Will become impatient. You get grouchy, you get upset easily, right? So for you to practice patience, every day you need to train. Right? Train yourself. Nobody suddenly have achieved enlightenment. Nobody just suddenly they born out in enlightenment, right? So you need to train step by step. So meditation is the same thing. So first, if you want to practice meditation, you have to what? To be patient. If you want to get enlightenment, you have to be what? Patient. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a mother, a good mother, fathers, children, you have to be patient, right? That's the number one thing. Without patience, you will not get anywhere. So here's the Buddha said that the greatest strength is patience, right? So one of the story of the Buddha, one of the disciples of the Buddha, Puna. Puna is one of the Buddha disciples. One day he got enlightenment, and then he able to see that the Buddha had taught him many stuff, and then he had nothing to give back to the Buddha. So he vowed, there's a country, there's a village, there's a lot of barbarians. They're always fighting. They always don't let our people come to the village. So one day Buddha vowed to go to that village and to give a lecture to preach them, to transform their hatreds. So and the Buddha said, are you sure you want to go to this village? Because this village is very terrible. They will kill you. And the Buddha said, yes, Master, yes, Buddha, the Lord. I vow to go to this village and to help to transform this village people. And then the Buddha said, what if you go there and they scold you? They say bad thing to you. And Puna said, thank you for them. They scold me, they say stuff at me, but they have not beaten me yet. Right? And the Buddha said, what if they beat you? They try to stone you, get a stick and whack you. And Puna said, thank goodness they only hit me, but they do not get a knife and chop my hand, my blood or whatever, my body. And then the Buddha said, what if they use a knife and kill you? And the Buddha said, I thank them forgive, let this body go, so I can able to enter Nirvana, to give this body to the Buddha, to the teaching, so I can get rid of this dirty body. So the Buddha said, well, you're ready to go. You see that? How patient he is? So sometimes we have to look deeply into this story and we can learn some lesson. If people screaming, yelling at you, only sound, voice, but they did not beat you yet. So when you get mad, you see that? Why you get hurt? Where does the hurt come from? And then they beat you, they try to hit you, but they do not get you bloody yet. You see that? So sometimes we say, oh, that word, that language, that hurt me. Is it the language? Does the word hurt you? No, actually your mind. Right? You attach to that word, a term, a language. Now you hurt yourself. Right? The word won't hurt you, right? So sometimes we have to use our wisdom and analyze. Sometimes we attach to the word, language, and then we hurt. We have pain because this word, this language. Because the word, the language, the speech does not hurt you. Actually, your mind attached to the word, the language, then you get pain. So you have to contemplate this. The language, the words are impermanent. All the things is impermanent. Nothing stays the same, right? So all the you have less attachment, then less pain. If somebody heard some word that you have hurt feeling, then you are attached too much, right? For example, if you go home and see your dad and mom say something terrible, then what? Oh, my dad hurt me. My mom hurt me. Then what? Then you attach to it, the word. Right? The word will hurt you, right? So the main thing is to practice, to look deeply and to see words, speech do not hurt you. Actually, your mind attached to this word, the term, this language. So what if somebody say in Spanish and you don't know Spanish, is that word hurt you? No. If you are English, you don't speak Vietnamese, they say nothing in Vietnamese to you. Do you get hurt? No. Because we understand the word and language and then we attach to it. You see that? So next time you analyze, if they say something that's in different language, then your hurt, your pain will disappear. You see that? So here the story, Puna helps us give a good lesson to practice during our patience. So patient definition is the act of compassion toward ourselves, give rise to equanimity, and the state of mind that's peace and well-being. Right? If you are patient and you have peace, you have well-being. So patient can overcome difficulty, anger, upset, stress, anxiety. Right? Anything arises, you can be patient. So one of the inside the Dharma last time we studied, one sentence, one paragraph said that you can conquer thousands of battles, of men, but that is not the conquer. But a person who conquers himself, that is the greatest conqueror. I mean, you can fight, you can win over all the people in the world, you can dominate the world, but if you cannot dominate yourself, then you are not greatest conqueror. Because yourself is what? If you're able to conquer yourself, that's the greatest conqueror. But you conquer other people, that's not greatest. Why is that? You want to know why? Because it's easy, you can conquer other people. Because right now you are powerful, you have a lot of weapons, you take over. But what if they become stronger? They will conquer you. But you yourself, you have to conquer anger, stress, anxiety, fear. Even though you can conquer other people, but you cannot conquer your karma, your anger, your stress, your desire. You see that? So this is the greatest conquer. So a person who have conquered himself means overcome anger, stress, anxiety, loneliness. So people, they can conquer other country, other people, but they cannot conquer their loneliness, right? Their anger, the upset. So this is the greatest conquer is conquer yourself, to overcome your angry mind. So sometimes we say we are patient, right? But sometimes we need tests. People can test at you if you are patient or not patient. Just like we drive in and somebody cut us off, then what? If we get angry, we are not patient. We drive in and a lot of traffic, 2 or 3 hours, and what? Are we patient or not patient? We usually tend to cut people off when we allow traffic, right? So you can practice during your driving, right? During waiting the bus, waiting the doctor, right? You can use patient practice anywhere, any place that you can use. So a person who is able to have patience, they can do everything well with mindfulness, with understanding, with compassion. But with a person with impatience, they do everything there's always a problem, right? It's like a wife and a husband have to be patient with each other. Otherwise, what? They get a fight. When they get fight, then what? They burn the house. Right? Because everybody got fired, all of them get fired, the house, the whole house burned, right? And then you have nowhere to live. It's like there's a story in Vietnam. When I was a little kid, I saw this couple always mad, angry. When a husband mad, he go throw all the beautiful antique place. He just throw. He just throw in the floor. And the wife do the same thing. And at the end, they what? Yeah, they lost everything. And they have to go buy a new one. And then they put it again, and then next time they get angry, they do the same thing. So you see that impatience can destroy your house, your material, or your marriage. So one impatience can destroy your whole love. Imagine that you love that person all the time, every day, every night. And this impatience, just 1 minute, you can destroy the whole thing, right? So sometimes wives and husbands, they can marry almost 20 or 30 years. That's a good love. And just one impatience, then what? Everything's gone, right? So that's why in Vietnam we call, when you wear a ring, we call nhẫn. Nhẫn means the patient of ring. A husband wear a patient of ring, a wife have to wear a patient of ring. Whenever you get angry, you look at your ring, mean patient. Nhẫn means patient, right? Before you marry, you have to commit to each other, love, compassion, patience, right? So that's why a lot of couple, they divorce easily. A lot of couple, they live very lovely for the rest of their life, right? And they vow to next life they marry again. So that is what? That's a good love, compassion love. That's called nhẫn, passion, patience with each other. So you have to be careful when you get angry, get mad, get frustrated, and before you do something, look back to yourself. So today we like to learn the way up to be patient. Can you use this question to your life? Yeah, it's very simple. So the Buddha also offer this wonderful image. If you have a cup of salt and put in a small bowl of water, the water will be salty. But if you have a cup of salt and you put in a river, the river there's no salt. So here he compared small mind and big mind. If you have small mind, you get angry, frustrated easily. But if you have compassion mind, loving compassion mind, the salt does not bother you. You see that? So you can tell if you have small mind or small heart or big heart by seeing the salt coming. Right? So next time we see if we have small heart, try to what? Try to get bigger, right? Love and kindness, more patient. But if you have bigger heart or the problem come, you feel fine. So here he talk about how small heart and how large heart is different. So our practice is to be patient. We have to use four immeasurable mind. The four things. The first is love. The second is compassion. The third is joy, and the fourth is equanimity. That's the fourth immeasurable mind that we can use during our practice of patience. Right? If you have love, compassion, joy, and equanimity, then you have no impatience. Right? You are able to be patient. The next question, one of the monks asked the Buddha, what is our most brilliant, brightest in the world? What is the brightest in the world? Anybody know? Is it the sun or the moon? We tend to say, the sun is the brightest, right? But the Buddha answered differently. He said our mind is the greatest bright. If the sun is bright without your mind, is the sun bright? No. Right? The sun bright because you have this mind, and then you have this eye, see the sun, and it becomes bright. Imagine you don't have this mind, this eye, who see the sun bright. Nobody. You see that? So the brightest thing in the world, he talked about empty your mind, empty delusion, empty defilement, empty anger. So your mind will be the brightest thing in the world, right? It's like one of the Zen master. When he came to the king palace, and then he do something good, and the king give him this big diamond, blue gem, and he asked the three princes. He asked, what is the greatest bright in the world? And the first and the second brothers, the prince, he said, this diamond is the greatest bright. And the third prince say, this diamond is not bright. It's our mind, our wisdom, the greatest bright. Without the mind, the wisdom, this diamond is what? It's empty. So you say diamond is the most expensive material in this world, right? But without this mind, and what? Diamond become useless. Because human, we name this as the greatest expensive, this is the less expensive. It's all created from the mind, right? So he say, when a person who have wisdom, compassion, love and kindness, that is the greatest bright. But this diamond is useless. If you give to the baby what? Throw and play a ball, right? But if you give the diamond like a bell and a chocolate, the baby take what? What you want? Of course the chocolate, not the diamond, right? But give it for us, what we get? We will get the diamond, right? We can buy more chocolate, right? So you see that? At that moment, the baby know diamond is useless. Chocolate is more more important. So everything is bright or non-bright is come from our mind, right? So you live in this world, the sun is bright, but without your mind, without your eye, the sun is useless, right? It's not bright. So that is his answer. The greatest, bright, wise thing is to empty our defilement mind, the angry mind, the delusion mind, the greedy mind, the desire mind. That's the greatest bright. So that's the two questions. One of the monks asked the Buddha. So our practice is, first we have to be patient, then we get wisdom. But inside patient, there's wisdom already. If you are patient, you are wisdom already. If you are not patient, then where's the wisdom go? It's gone, right? So this is the two greatest answer from this section that we can practice from the weeks to come, and then use it during our practice. And you're able to practice two things, then your knowledge, your wisdom will increase more. You are closer to get enlightenment, right? So we will start right here. Do you have any question, comment about this section 15? After the class, we have free mango. Come and take some mango home. If a lot of mango, people donate. So there's some bag. You take 2 or 3 or 4. It's yellow gold mango. It's good for your body. Question, comment, anything you'd like to share about your whole weeks? Yes, Bhakti.
What are the signs behind you?
On Sunday we celebrate Parent Day. So my wife is Renton, and we have the 4 respect, gratitude, our mother, our fathers, our 3 Jews, our teacher, our country is for gratitude. And on my left, it's the same thing. In your gratitude, this society, this country, this army, is able to protect this country so we have peace, have more time to practice, let the country in peace. It's like that. So generally, every time we practice, we usually give gratitude to the 4 things. First, our parents. Second is our teacher, the person who guides us to get enlightenment, or the teacher in school. They help us to be more knowledge. And the third is the 3 Jews, the people around us, the country, and all the people in the world. Right? If they live in the world, everybody peace, we are at peace, right? If they are not at peace, then we are not at peace too. Imagine we live in this city, 1 or 2 gangsters go around shooting, then we are not at peace. Luckily they are at peace. Calm, then we are at peace too. So the peace not only one person, but the whole community, the whole society, the whole city, the whole country, the whole state. Bring together peace. So last Sunday we celebrate Parent Day, honor our parents. Not only this life, but many life before, and many life in the future. Okay, answer your sign, yes.
I have a question. So the first step to find patience in yourself, let's just say that your environment wasn't the best place. For people to find patience within themselves first, to be patient with others, what would you say is the first step?
The first step is to realize what we need to do. Like it depends. If the environment is not peace, we should find a place like a park, a monastery, or a place where you have more peace, or your room at your house, right? And then on that time you have more practice, more joy, and then when you go to work, the environment is not peace, you generate your energy, your compassion to that person, right? Because when we live in an environment with toxic pollution, we have to convert those toxic pollution into compassion, loving kindness. Just like when we breathe out, we give out carbon monoxide or dioxide? Dioxide, CO2, right? Not CO1. But the tree, the plant, they consume what? CO2 converted into oxygen. So we are the plant of come together, transform the toxin. So if you live in an environment, the same thing. The people around you, you have to do with like tree and us. Convert each other by sharing compassion, loving kindness, by trying to transform their negative state of mind. But first we have to transform our negative of mind first. Then we have this energy, this compassion, this loving kindness. Then we have this power to transform the people around us. So the main thing is you first. Right? You have to be patient yourself, patient the environment around you. And then those will come automatically to you. Okay. Any question, comment? Yes?
I find that a lot of my suffering is due to my own expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I try not to have expectations, I don't even realize I have expectations about things. I guess I do. And I wonder if you have any advice on how to have less expectations about things.
In general, our life, we have to have expectation, but we don't attach to it. Just like if you have expectation to do something very above your hand, and then at the point you cannot reach it, that's okay. Right? Try to expect as much as possible, but don't attach to it. If you get the result or not result, don't attach to it. Yes?
So what is your concept of people who don't always have the best environment, but yet they do show patience, kindness, and love to those around them, but maybe they're just in a place where it could be really scary for them, and they don't really know what's going to be at the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
So working in a relationship, it's easy to detach from others, but when you're in an environment with people who are not so supportive, how do you incorporate that to have patience and love, kindness within yourself and towards them?
Sometimes we have to share, just like the people we live, we have to ask them what they need, right? Because sometimes we don't know. So if you live, just like mother, father, or family, live in a family, you have to ask them why. You have to share with them what's the problem, right? What can we do to get better? We try to solve the problem together, not just one person by one person. We ourselves cannot solve the whole problem. We have to live in the environment, we have to speak, we have to dialogue, and to change, transform what is good, what is bad. So must understand each other, come together, and just like a round table, and speak, and get some ideas, dialogue, talk about, and to try to fix the problem. Sometimes we can not fix the problem alone, right? We need the whole people around us, right? Like if you live in an environment that's a lot of stuff, you have to, like workplace, boss, employee, they have to come together, have a meeting to see what need to fix, not need to fix, what need to accomplish, what need not to accomplish. So all we need is to dialogue, to see the problem. It's like we examine the disease, the cancer. We have to come together and examine that and try to fix it, right? It's like a family. If they have a problem in a family, usually they don't say to each other. They just get upset, they get mad, and they distant. But why don't they come together and fix the problem? Most of us, what we call the term, the eye. The eye is what? Selfishness. It's not selfishness, it's like we don't like to solve other people's problem. We want to solve problem for ourselves only. That's called selfish. So it depends on the environment you live. It depends on the group of people they like to fix or not fix. Right? If they like to fix with you, that's good. But sometimes you try to fix, but they don't want to fix. That's another problem. Right? So that's why we live in imperfect world. Right? But don't try to run away. Try to fix. Right? Your best. You cannot get 100%, but at least 20 or 30, 40, 50%. So go back to your question about expectation. So as a human, we have all expectation. But as long as you're not attached to it, so whatever you get the result, don't attach to it. Like when we get married, we expect to get good house, good wife, good money, good college, all this stuff. And then those things will not come with us, then we get angry, anxiety, fear, and sometimes we kill ourselves. Right? A lot of people suicide, right? Because they expect too much, but they cannot accomplish. So the main thing is your expectation is good, but don't attach to it. Try your best, right? Because we live in a world that's imperfect. Nobody expects 100% go your way, right? 50, 70, that's the highest, right? So the main thing is that you enjoy each moment, right? Your life is very short. It's like you're breathing in, stop breathing out, then gone, right? It's very short. So live each moment, live each breath. That's life, each moment and each breath. Then you enjoy, right? But you expect, I live until 80 or 90 or 100. Then you craving, you anxiety, you fear, and then you do all this stuff, and then nothing will come your way. And you get mad, anxiety, fear, stress out. So the main thing is that live each moment, each breath, enjoy each moment. Right now we live in a country with peace, calm. Imagine you live in a third world country. They have to, every day they have to go find food. There's a war, always criminal, always all those stuff. So we are fortunately living in a peaceful environment. To have time to practice, to have time to do whatever you like to do. Okay. You're back there? You have a question?
Yes, the section says patience under insult is the greatest strength.
Yes.
And from my personal experience, I'm thinking there's some people who make an insult on purpose to take advantage because they know that other people will not be patient. Instead, they get anger, they get confused. So I think some people, they try to take advantage by making an insult because they know that other people will react to it, and will not be patient. So I'm suggesting that it's something that people do on purpose sometimes to make an insult because they're looking to get a reaction. They know the other person might overreact and not be patient.
Okay. And then you read the second sentence, say, what is our most brilliant brightest? So you have to have wisdom and patience. You see that?
I think I do kind of see it.
Okay, that's good. So make sure you have wisdom. Okay, no question? Okay, we recite the end of our song. Thank you, guys. Living being or innumerable, I vow to save them all. Afflictions are endless, I vow to eradicate them all. The Dharma, though uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways is excelled, I vow to attain it. I vow that the merit of virtue from this will go everywhere, enrich everyone, so that all of us and all living beings will realize the